This is episode 18 of TCM Graduate TV, and today we're going to make a layer cake. Welcome back. Today we're going to review how to build point prescriptions, or the way I like to call it is we're going to build a layer cake. If you look at all the episodes that I've created, we've delved into the 4 or 6 key command points, the 8 influential points, and the 8 confluent points. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this all together, and I'm just going to do this in an impromptu way, might edit this video, and this will be the last video for this year, the last video of TCM Graduate TV for 2016. I'm going to take about a week and a half off, and then we're going to get right back into it with some of my heavy hitters, some of my favorite acupuncture points on all the channels. We're going to get to all of it. So here we go. We're going to do some layer cake building. So the first thing we need to do is we need to ask the patient, what is the problem? And let's go with something simple. All right, so let's go with like lateral epicondylitis. Let's go with some elbow pain. We're going to go, what acupuncture point will treat elbow pain the best? And that would be a local point. So the base of our layer cake is going to be a local point. In this case, let's pick large intestine 11. The next thing I want to find, are there any adjacent acupuncture points that can help the principal acupuncture point out? And there are. And we're going to use large intestine 10 and large intestine 12. Next, I'm going to say to myself, am I working in any of these areas where a key or command point would help me out? And remember, we've got key point for head and face, key point for head and neck, key point for abdomen, and key point for low back. We had 2 extra ones. We have for upper limb and lower limb. If we're working with the upper limb, we could use PC6. And if we're working with the lower limb, we can use gallbladder 21. So let's do a key command point. In this case, we're going to pick PC6. Now we're going to look at the 8 confluent points. And we're also going to look at the 8 influential. Let's do influential first. Are there any influential points that would help? Well, we don't really have influential of muscle, but we have influential of tendon. So let's do gallbladder 34 for influential of tendon. Now we're working on the outside part of the arm. So that would almost be like the Shaoyang side of the body. So now we're going to use our extraordinary pairs, if we could add some of those in there. So let's pick triple warmer 5 and GB41. And what we can do from here is we can ask ourselves, are there any other acupuncture points from other styles, maybe scalp acupuncture, maybe mirroring acupuncture, that could be the cherry on top. That could just be that one thing that just, even makes the prescription even more powerful. So maybe our cherry on top is we do some contralateral needling. So let's say it's the right arm that's bothering the patient, so let's jump and we poke around and we find that around stomach 36 on the left hand side, that's where the patient has pain. So we do a little bit of mirroring acupuncture. So we do a left, stomach 36. And here you've built a very, very powerful acupuncture point prescription right from the bottom up. So this is for pain. So I'm going to erase this, and we're going to do something that actually has a little bit more connotation to a TCM-style root cause. The chief complaint is the patient is suffering from painful menstruation. And let's say we have breast tenderness, painful menstruation before menstruation starts, and maybe a little bit of other liver qi stagnation signs is kind of what I'm getting at. So here we're going to go liver qi stagnation kind of being our root cause, and you'll see where I'm going with this. So first off, we say, where is the problem? And the problem locally is considered the uterus. So that would be REN 3. So we're going to go local REN 3. Are there any other acupuncture points that are around Ren 3 that can help? And there are. The first thing I think about is extra CA1, which is zigong. And we can also think, if we want to augment our treatment later, if it's not powerful enough, we could do a Ren 2 and a Ren 4. We can just circle that whole uterus and bladder area. So Ren 2 and 4. So we've got local and adjacent. Now, are there any key or command points that would help us with this area? So stomach 36 is a key or command point for the abdomen. And are there any 8 influential points that could help us? Well, we're trying to move chi, so we could do something like influential of chi. We could do like a Ren 17. And now we can look at our confluent pairs. Are there any confluent pairs that would help me in this area? Well, I could do this one of two ways. I could think about the function of maybe there's other signs or symptoms such as digestion problems. So I could do a PC6 spleen 4. Let's just say that's the case. So we're going to use for confluent PC6 and a spleen 4 combo. So let's say we decide to do that one. Now what I'm going to do, before I do any fancy mirroring, scalp, that sort of thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat the root. Right? So we're going to do root cause. What is the root cause? We've diagnosed, we say we've got liver qi stagnation. And let's use the standby, be all, end all, do it all, liver 3. And here, maybe for the cherry on top, we could add some other acupuncture points that help move qi in the lower warmer. So let's say like triple warmer 6. Or maybe you really are a big fan of the acupuncture points that go through the daimai and how awesome gallbladder 26 is good for regulating painful menstruation. So there's another great example. We're going to do one more. I'm going to erase this one more time. Let's say you have a patient that comes in and they're complaining of just inflammation. All their joints hurt. They hurt just everywhere. So here, for local, what I like to do is I like to ask, are there any places in the body that are really driving you crazy? To be like, oh yeah, my left wrist or something. But some people not. Just say, listen, I have general like discomfort all over the body. So for local, that's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to have any local. Or if you want, you can start thinking in terms of what acupuncture points would open all channels and collaterals. So that might be like a 4 gates for you. So we can do an Li4 liver 3 combo for 4 gates for just general pain in the body. So now we're going to go adjacent. Again, not really applying to this scenario, but we're going to work our way up the layer cake. So this layer might just be empty, right? This might be like empty block, right? Wouldn't be a very tasty cake, but we're going to keep on going. So here we're going to say, hey, can we use any perhaps influential points? So for general pain, we could use a gallbladder 34 for influential of tendon. We could use influential of bone. We could use UB11. So there's a couple different ways to think about that one, so you could add a few different things. So let's jump to our 8 extraordinary confluent points. So this would be a good example of maybe using confluent points if the patient says, and you've kind of diagnosed, maybe they have pain mostly on the back part of their body. They're saying, listen, I got neck pain, and then I got the trap pain, and then I got pain all the way down my back. And hey, you know what? I'm going to use an SI3 UB60 combination for that back part of the body. And now probably the most important thing in this whole treatment scenario, when you've got all over stuff going on, you don't have something specific like in a wrist, is the root treatment. Now, generally I'll do 80% branch treatment and 20% root treatment, just because the patient's coming in, they're already in a lot of pain. That, you know, that age-old saying where you don't start digging a well until, you know, or when you're thirsty. You want to start digging the well before you're thirsty, but that's not the way the Western world works, right? We get an ache, a pain, a disease, a condition, and then we run to the practitioner and we say, listen, you need to fix me up, and by the way, I've only got $500 coverage. Oh, okay. I only have $300 coverage. Oh, okay. I'm going on holidays next week, and I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks, so you're going to have to treat me twice this week, and then I'm going to go away and come back. Like, there's all sorts of things, and the last thing I want to do is become a used car salesman when I'm treating my patients. So I'm going to work with them, their limits, their time, their monetary limits as well. So usually 80% is a branch treatment. I want them better. 20% is root. And that would be, hey, listen, maybe change your diet, your lifestyle. Here's some stretches. Go see the physio. Go see the naturopath. Go see the massage therapist. Go see somebody else. Use coverages from different areas of your plan. And we're going to get you better sooner over a longer period of time. We're going to stretch that out. So here we go. So this will be a root treatment. So let's say you've diagnosed somebody with inflammation. Now, they'll write inflammation down on the page. There's no such thing as inflammation in Chinese medicine. The concept kind of doesn't exist, right? I recently had somebody ask me, hey, what about your thyroid? What would you do for thyroid? I said, you don't have a thyroid. You're healed. It's perfect. So this is where you're going to have to delve into your patient's diagnosis to figure out what's going on. So let's just say that they've got a swollen tongue. It's pushing against the teeth. You can see teeth marks. They've got a sticky, yucky yellow coating on it, and they've got a slippery pulse. And not only do they have pain throughout the whole body, but they're lethargic. They don't wake up feeling rested. And you've basically diagnosed this, and you've got some spleen chi deficiency, and you've got dampness and phlegm, and you've also got some heat. So something really, really basic. So let's say we've got spleen chi deficiency, and we also have some damp heat. So this is where we treat the root. Right. So here we've got spleen chi deficiency, spleen 6, stomach 36 combo. Gonna take some heat out with an LI11. We've already got the LI4 in the mix. Du14 is another great acupuncture point. And I'm gonna combine spleen 9, stomach 40 for either damp and or phlegm, doesn't matter. And there, we've kind of got a different version of that layer cake, but we work our way up and we figure out what we can do. And maybe the cherry on top is something like, that one anomaly, that one little spot where we've got a little bit of pain, or some other acupuncture theory or style that might adapt or like plug into the TCM style acupuncture. So I will layer my treatment this way, and I find I get a very, very effective treatment over a course of time. Chinese medicine is slow medicine. Western medicine is fast medicine. So if you've got, and I always talk about a patient, if you're a tree and your branch is broken or on fire, go to a hospital. If you've got a slow growing fungus on your branch, the hospital, the medical system in the Western sense might not be able to help you. They might not be able to help you though. So that's where acupuncture, Chinese medicine, naturopathic medicine, alternative complementary medicine will help. Thank you so much for watching me this year. 2016 has been awesome. All the comments, the likes, everything that you've been putting out, all that energy you've been putting into me, I'm trying to put it back into you. So we're gonna come back about a week and a half. We're gonna do it, start it all up again. And I just wanna remind you that safety is king, bedside manner is king, and results are king, in that order. We'll see you in the new year.